So I want to continue our discussion on constipation and its connection to autoimmune disease, and in particular, how your immune system is at the heart of this for a lot of people. So again, we just talked about if, in my last video, if you have constipation, that's often caused by inflammation in the gut, which can be triggered by many different reasons. This is something that can be a self-sustaining or perpetuating loop where the inflammation causes the digestive tract to slow, that causes bacteria to overgrow. That in and of itself can create more inflammation in the gut. That inflammation in the gut has a negative impact on the nerves that control the digestive tract, called the enteric nervous system. And basically that inflammation can decrease those nerves' ability to repair themselves. And so neurons are pretty special. Those are your nerve cells, because nerve cells don't go through a process called mitosis, where they go through the cellular division and you have new cells that are formed and the old cells eventually die off and they replenish themselves. It doesn't happen with neurons. So nerve cells have to use other internal cellular processes to clear cellular debris and junk, basically, that is worn out from the cells. And one of the things that it does is it cleans out mitochondria. Now, mitochondria are internal components called organelles of the cells, and they produce energy. And that energy helps the cell itself to carry out its normal physiological process. Now, without proper energy production in the nerve cell, it's not going to stimulate your digestive tract. And you're going to get slowed digestion and constipation that then leads to inflammation, and the inflammation impairs this cellular repair mechanism of the nerve cells of the gut. Remember that enteric nervous system, or second brain as it's often referred to. This will lead to a vicious cycle. So some of the things to consider. First, you have to understand that this is a multifactorial problem. This is not just as simple as saying, hey, let's take some supplements. That is really short-sighted, and it's not going to make a long-term difference. But let's talk about some of the supplements. So Perilla can be very helpful. It helps to inhibit interleukin-4, which is one of the inflammatory cytokines that decreases autophagy. You could use something like Astragalus. Astragalus can help to decrease basically interleukin-4 production. You could use something like Curcumin and Quercetin to help with autophagy itself and with decreasing some of the oxidative stress. These are some of the potential things, but you've got to get to the root drivers of what's causing the inflammation in the first place. So there's multi-factors, factorial problem, there always are. If you have questions, ask in the comments. If you need help, look at